How do you find a lot of phantasms? Emily asked. Lucas pulled out a seed. Didn't you read the ritual? He said. She wasn't satisfied with the answer, as the book left too many things out. Now, sit down and focus, he told her before placing the seed in a small pot. Concentrate on it, he said before doing the same. The seed was lacking any kind of life, so Lucas used his magic to revive the seed, letting it slowly turn into a sapling. The world started to gray out before he opened his eyes in an endless desert. Sensing the seed in front of him, he kept manipulating the sapling to grow, turning it into a tree. He looked at the tree that didn't reveal any answers, so he sat down next to it and looked into the sky. He closed his eyes only to the emotion above him. Then something landed in front of him. A girl looked down to him. Hello? What are you doing under my tree? The girl asked. Oh, a fox spirit. Lucas nodded before getting up. Well, I'm in search for your master. Can you bring me and my friend to him? The girl looked around. Friend? There's no one else. Lucas searched for the image of Emily in his mind and pulled her out of thin air. What was all she could say before she landed in his arms. Well, there is my friend, he said. The girl looked at Emily. She doesn't look like a friend. But if you want to take her along, then I won't stop you. Suddenly, the ground started to shake. The girl looked on in horror as the ground started to rip apart. What is... was all Lucas could hear from the girl. He jumped to Emily and grabbed her, carrying her in his arms while jumping from one piece of the ground to the next. Keep your eyes closed, he whispered, searching for an exit. He jumped on till he reached the end. Taking a leap of faith, he let himself and Emily fall to nothingness. Why? Asked Emily as she felt him falling. But her voice didn't seem to reach her companion. Then she lost all senses in her body, only to be reminded she had one by hitting the ground. Thankfully, Lucas catched her. She took a few breaths before opening her eyes. Was all Lucas said as he looked around. Emily noticed the strange buildings around them. She tried to read what was on the buildings, but none of the characters were familiar to her. God damn it. Don't say we got no game, not alive. Lucas grabbed a newspaper. At least Half-Blood Pooh is finally out. Emily looked at him. You can read that. He put the newspaper down. Yeah, it's a language from my world. Even though this isn't mine. I'm pretty sure I would remember that. He said, pointing into the distance, where a person was walking in that direction. Emily started to run towards the person, only to be grabbed by Lucas. Be quiet and look, he said, and picked up a rock. The rock barely missed the person, certainly close enough to be noticed. The closer the person got, the clearer it got that something was wrong with her. I think she is injured, Emily said. Lucas looked at his girlfriend. Not quite. She's dead. and by the looks of it, at least a day. Emily looked again, now being able to see the grey eyes. Then, how is she moving? Emily asked. That is what we'll have to figure out before we can go back home, he said. I can't quite follow. She started, only to be dragged away by the boy. Can you use magic? He asked her. Emily tried. She wasn't capable of producing a spell, but the woman started to move faster in their direction. Don't try to use magic until I tell you, he said as he picked up the pace. With every step, they noticed more of the destruction of the city. Remember the movies I showed you? Lucas asked. Emily thought about it and nodded. Well, there's your answer. Zombies, he said. How can we be certain that they aren't just sick? He stopped and pointed at all the broken windows. It doesn't matter if it's a virus, a parasite, or just by life itself, some kind of voodoo curse. We will have to defend ourselves. Now, be quiet, he said as they walked around the corner, directly into a group of zombies. What? Shut! Emily started only to be picked up by Lucas. Running back in the direction they came from, they ran past the zombie that was following them. Soon before, he ran past the intersection as a light flash appeared. He prepared himself to take the force of the explosion, but nothing happened. No heat, no shockwave, not even any sound. That sparked his interest. So he turned at the next intersection, only for the way to be cut off by another group of zombies. Thankfully, the street was filled with cars. He jumped onto the roof of the closest one, and from there jumped car to car over the zombies. Walking past the sports shop, Emily took a stop to change clothes and got back to defend themselves, after making sure that they lost the heart. Did they continue to walk to their destination, arriving at the closed-off school? Still, zombies were standing on both sides of the entrance gate, showing that it wasn't a safe haven. Emily got to bed and took the first zombie with a clean head out, only to spin around, holding the bed behind her, leaning forward. So, how do I look? She asked with an adorable smile. Well, you can turn even King Zombies adorable, he said, as he took the zombie out that tried to attack him from behind. Both turned around, standing back to back. Should it make so much fun? Emily asked as she took out the last one. We would be doing it some. We would be doing something wrong if it wasn't, he said. Then he had to climb onto the wall, separating the school ground from strangers. In that moment, Lucas could feel the use of magic in the air. It came from two places. The rooftop and the basement in the other building. Which one do you want to look at? He asked. Emily pointed at the rooftop. Okay, we will meet up there, Lucas said as he kissed on the cheek. And with that, he started to walk in the opposite direction, leaving Emily alone on the wall. She kept walking on the wall, just out of reach of the zombies, slowly getting closer to the school. She noticed a car next to a lower roof. She considered walking into the building, but she could see the dead students waiting in some of the rooms, making it a bit risky for her taste. So she decided to climb on the small roof and from there to the big one. She looked up the way path she was about to climb. Then she took a deep breath and started climbing. Lucas walked into the building, searching for a staircase downwards. He could hear the zombies beneath him. Great. As if normal school wasn't already a living hell. He whispered before he walked down the staircase till he reached the floor where the magic was coming from. Looking at it, the zombies walked also towards the room. Considering that none of them seemed to be attacked, Lucas decided to first look what was happening on the rooftop before challenging the zombies down there. So, he walked the stairs back up. Only Odetta had managed to reach the rooftop, only to get swords pointed at her. "Can you please not stab me?" she asked. Before anyone could even answer her, did she disarm one of the boys, grab the sword, and disarm the other two? "There! Was that so difficult?" she said with a smile. The group just looked at the strange girl with a confused look. She repeated herself till she noticed that she couldn't understand them either. She tried to think of something to communicate with the kids, but she had no idea till Rodriguez came extremely close. The girl leaned in and kissed Amelie. Uncertain of what the girl was trying, did Amelie not know? "So, can you understand us now?" the girl asked, and Amelie nodded. "I haven't heard a language like yours before. I mean, a few words sounded similar, but I couldn't pin it down. I'm Mina, by the way." The girl introduced herself. "I'm sure that was a bit strange of me, but trust me, my magic is safe." Amelie looked at her. "So, you are the mage we are looking for?" Amelie reasoned. "We?" one of the boys interjected. Amelie looked at him. "Yes, my boyfriend and I came here after he noticed magic activities here, so he wanted to check it out." The boys walked to the edge and looked down to the zombies beneath. "Where is he?" Amelie pointed at the old building. "That's a dead trap, if he..." Amelie walked to the door, not listening to the end. "Then I have to get him out," she said. The boy grabbed her by the shoulders. "You can't just run into a certain death." Amelie just grabbed him and tried to lift him up, only to notice that he wasn't trying to resist. So she let him down. "Okay, I will go with you, as you would just get lost. I still have a few questions I want to get answered before you turn into one of them." She glared at him. "Ben," "Sam, you can't..." one of the girls interjected. "Considering that boyfriend could sense Nina using magic, I think we can rest assured that he won't be beaten so easily. We will be back in a few minutes," we promised before kissing the girl. And so the two started to walk into the school building. Lucas exited the old building and started to walk towards the new one. A zombie in front of him was mobilized, so he took it as a chance to analyze the zombies. He could divide the zombie plague into two factors, but his analysis was cut short, as it attracted the surrounding zombies. So he decided to run to the school building. He walked inside the building, being greeted by a group of zombies. "Trace on." With that, the zombies started to run at him. With that, he tested a new theory, sending out small fireballs with not enough energy to light up. The zombies followed his spells, giving him the opportunity to cut him down with his bat. After 5 minutes was the entrance hall cleared. Looking at the dead bodies everywhere, he was wondering what caused the outbreak. Considering that his target was up there, he walked further into the building, noticing a strange presence he readied himself for a fight. Hamdi walked a few steps behind Sam, who was looking into each room they walked past to make sure there weren't any surprises left. With that, they walked down 2 levels. Hamdi tried to help Sam and opened that room on the other side of the hallway. A bunch of zombies stared back at her. Hamdi turned on her heels and started to get some distance. Sam looked at the girl as the group of zombies turned into a dividing line between the two. Sam grabbed one of the large lockers up, attracting the attention of a few zombies. Then he was faster and stronger. After the locker over his head, he threw it into the group of zombies. Lucas looked around the corner. There she was. A girl with pink hair stood there, with her arms crossed. I have seen you as well, child. With that, Lucas stepped forward. I don't think you are that much older than me, princess, he said. I am the Grim Reaper. My appearance is nothing that should concern you, especially with your Who in the Reaper's name are you? She asked.